TGIF to the Infinity Blade community. Today's video is targeted more towards beginning players, which by my qualification would be players who have not made the all-attack conversion yet. Whether you are a new player of Infinity Blade, or you've been playing for quite some time but still don't consider yourself very skilled, this video is for you. Let's jump in. This first tip is about parrying, but before I get into that, I'll have to apologize for the image quality. This was taken with Photo Booth. My intention was for you to be able to see my fingers for a demonstration. So, on parrying, if you're a very new player, and you're not very good at parrying, since parrying is one of the core concepts in Infinity Blade, just realize that you can pretty much just trace the opposite direction of your opponent's sword, or whatever weapon they're using, and it will parry. Unless it is, of course, an arm like on a Wretch or a Lupin or something like that. So if you watch my thumbs in this video, I can very clearly just swipe directly on the line of my opponent's weapon, and it will parry quite accurately. My second tip today is about observing and then reacting, specifically in that order. Many players of Infinity Blade have an issue where they react based on what they think an opponent will do before they actually see an opponent do it. For example, in an elemental attack, they don't know the speed or the direction, so they'll just kind of take a guess at it based on what they see the hands doing or something else, and oftentimes that gets them into trouble. Be sure that you observe and then react appropriately very quickly after you see what your opponent is actually doing. My third tip today pertains to combos, and those are combos by you, the player, in your attack sequences. In this clip video, you'll see that I attack in two different manners. One is a little more spontaneous and random, and one is a coordinated combination, and I total the attack values for both. You can see the difference. How you learn to do combos is mainly by watching other people do it in their videos. You can see the direction in which their swords are going, and then you can mimic that in your own practice battles. And by doing these combos, you'll maximize the amount of damage output you do, therefore shortening your fights and also making them look a lot cooler based on the combo patterns. And as you can see in this video clip, the difference between the two damage outputs was in the range of 40,000. Of course, that's not going to be the range that yours is going to be. It all depends on your attack value, percentage based. My fourth tip today is about supers and magic and how they should be properly used in a battle setting. Many players just use them on a random basis to make the battle pass by more quickly, but I have a better function for them during a battle. 9 times out of 10, when someone sees a move that they don't recognize, they just sort of mess up and dodge in a random direction or try to parry in some strange way to try to deflect it, and most of the time, it doesn't work. They end up losing a lot of life or even dying. My suggestion is that you save your supers and magics so that when you see one of these moves that you don't recognize, you can activate it at that moment in time so that you can finish the battle strong. Here's an example. Right there, I used a super on a move that many people don't know how to counter, and by doing that, I basically saved my own hide. So, that's my recommendation for you for using magic and supers and how you should conserve them and then use them properly in battle. My fifth tip today is about the healthy balance between parrying and dodging. Many new or long-time players get too accustomed to doing one or the other, too much parrying or too much dodging, and they think that they can get by doing just that. But a lot of times, when you're parrying too much, you'll end up in a lot of tap battles, or it'll slow you down, or if you're dodging too much, you'll end up with dodge doom. Now, we don't want that to happen, so what I suggest is doing one and the other. One, you're really slow on a parry, you might need to dodge the next move because you don't have time to parry it, or vice versa. Just make sure you're watching both and using both appropriately. That 50-50 healthy balance will help improve the style of your battles, and everything will go a lot more seamlessly. As an afterthought, remember that every time you parry, you regain one dodge. Tip number 6 today is to go online and watch some videos, perhaps on YouTube, or you can see a list via the forum. Watch some videos of different battles that you can memorize the step backs of enemies that you're having some trouble with. By doing this, you can mimic what the players do in the videos and then apply those to your own battles. And when you do that, you'll be able to defeat them more easily with better skill. My 7th tip is that you should be more familiar with the miscellaneous things in Infinity Blade. Things that the masters know. but that aren't widely publicized. For example, you should know that you are able to parry the bite of a monstrosity, that type of enemy class. Or that if you're able to parry the first attack of any step back, it'll cut it short, so that you won't have to do this and experience the entire thing. Just little knowledge bits like that will help improve your overall game and make you a little more professional. My 8th tip is more of a recommendation on knowing your XP gems and knowing how to get gold through chests and gems. And that will just help improve your leveling game and increase your cash flow. All these things help you level faster and of course have more money for items and eventually leveling, and that all helps your game a little bit more. My 9th and final tip is to set up an all-attack loadout to ultimately improve your skill, which will take a lot of patience, but you'll have to stick with it, and that'll help improve your game greatly even though you'll lose a lot of rounds. And to try out some 5-1s, which will greatly boost your skill and learning when it comes to specific enemies.